Hey Caroline, are you free right now? I hope you've thought about moving in together. We've talked about it so many times. We haven't talked about it at all since then. I'm still doing okay, but it's been 3 years since my husband passed away. I'm not young anymore. I think it's a good idea for us to start living together sooner rather than later. Good evening, Fiona. Ah, that? Let me be honest with you, since you don't seem to understand in a roundabout way. We can't have another person live here with us at this moment. Huh? What do you think you're saying that based on? You are currently unemployed, right? Daniel told me that you recently quit your part-time job. If you really want to live with us, you have to work. Huh? Instead of taking care of an old lady, you want me to work? Why should I work if I'm going to live with my son and his wife? How dare you talk to me like that? I mean, you're being supported by him, and who do you think you are? But I'm working too. Huh? Working? Don't make me laugh. A shifty part-timer doesn't have a right to speak like that. No, I work full-time. Don't get me wrong. I quit my job in preparation for moving in with you guys. What? It's hard for me to commute. It takes me an hour to get to my workplace from your house. In that case, I have no choice but to quit. Your job was cashier, right? Then why don't you find one nearby before you move in? You're so picky. All about money. Forget it. I've decided to move in with you. And you know, I don't like small houses and I can't live with 3 people in a 1DK apartment. Buy a house or an apartment right away. At least sign a lease for a bigger apartment and move out as soon as possible. No. What is impossible is impossible. Please do not decide on your own. The size should be at least 3 LDK. Please don't behave recklessly. I didn't agree to live with you. I didn't ask for your opinion. This is a mother-in-law's decision. I'll talk to Daniel since he's the head of the family and we'll decide as we go along. So you should start packing your things too. That's terrible. That's too selfish. Fiona, what did you do? You sent a resignation letter to my workplace without my permission? Yes, I did. It was for your own good. I'm glad they received it. You're glad? So it was you after all. Why would you do that? Why are you harassing me like that? If you quit the company, you wouldn't know what to do. Now you'll have to move in with me. Fiona, you were close. That resignation letter is invalid. Huh? Of course. It wasn't written by me. Besides, I'm a competent person at my company. Do you know what will happen if I quit? You don't have to get so hyper. You just need to concentrate on moving out and getting ready to move in with me, and then find another job when you move back in. It may be difficult to find a full-time job, but there are plenty of part-time jobs out there. I can't be that patient. A part-time? Do you think we have enough savings? Huh? I've had many discussions with Daniel, but he doesn't even think about earning more. I want him to think more about the future and work more diligently, and yet... Can you tell him about it? If you want to live together, that's the first step. Caroline, do you even know what you're saying? You spend that much money? Excuse me? How can you say that his income is not enough? How can you live like that? Do you know how much his income is? Of course! I am his mother. Of course I know. I heard it directly from him. Do you really think, with that amount of money, that we can both live a normal life without any jobs? Yes! Why do you ask? If you don't spend much money outside, we will have more than enough. Actually, more! I'm not spending a lot. I'm saving it. Oh my! How extravagant you are! I can't believe you need to save money with his income. Excuse me, Fiona? I feel we are not on the same page. Are you okay? Do you really know how much he earns? You're persistent! I told you I heard from him. Is your sense of finances okay? How have you been living until now? That's rude. Same to you. I'm a normal person. I can say that saving money is my hobby. I thought it's you who have a different sense. Oh my God! That's stubbornness and boldness. We can't communicate. I'll talk it over with Daniel. Oh, by the way, he has been staying at your house, right? Yes, I'm keeping him around. It would be better if he stayed here so that I can talk to him. He doesn't respond to any texts or calls from me. Why is that? I don't want him to get on your bad side. I don't want you to interfere with our plans to move in together. Hey, please don't proceed with the conversation on your own. If I respect your opinion, which you are against, we will not be able to move on at all. I'll tell you when everything is finalized regarding moving in together. I can't take that in. I am his wife. That attitude is only for now. Once we start living together, I will put a lot of effort into training you, so be prepared.
Hey sis, long time no see. Can I talk to you? I'm in a bit of trouble.
Hey Keith, long time no see, what's up?
I'm on my way home from a business trip.
Oh really? Finally? Congratulations!
Well, my house was stolen. I mean, it's like, I know it's kind of weird.
Huh? What are you talking about? There's no way that could happen.
It's been a while since I went home, so I thought I'd use this weekend to do some maintenance on my house over here. But it seems like someone is living in there. I went there at night and the lights were on.
What? We have to call the police about that.
Of course, I was in a hurry and thought about doing that too. But when I asked the neighbors first, they told me that someone moved in a week ago. I don't want to tell you this, but I heard your husband and his mother's name.
What? How is that possible?
I don't know. I thought it would be a good idea to check with you before I call the police since you have the key to my house, so I texted you. Do you have any idea?
Hold on a second. I want to check on something. Sorry, I think they've done it. It's my fault.
What happened?
I put the key in the safe so that I don't lose, but it's missing. Only Daniel and I know the password to that safe, so maybe he took it.
Why in the world would they do that?
Actually, his mother was pushing me to move in with her, but I told her that in order to live with us, she would have to work too. She told me that she had already quit her part-time job, and I didn't have to work if I'm going to live with her.
Well, you can't live like that. You work full-time, so you guys are able to make the living, right? She doesn't have a job and wants to live with you?
I've tried to explain it to her, but it seemed like we were not on the same page. Daniel is at her house and ignoring my calls. I've been having a hard time communicating with them, and it has led to this mess.
I see. They have done it in a very sneaky way. So, they decide everything without talking to you and making you trouble since you don't listen to them. I don't know why, but I'm guessing that they decided to use my house to live. That's a pretty bold move. Perhaps they took the advantage of the fact that the house owner, which is me, is away on a 3-year business trip at the local branch office, huh? Well, that sounds smart but brazen.
Maybe that's what they are planning. Sorry, Keith. I'll do something about it. I never thought they would steal the house you bought.
It's not your fault, sis. So, let me think what I can do. Of course, I'll help you.
Where are you now?
At my friend's place. I've got a place where I can settle down, so I'm fine. You just take care of yourself.
Okay, thanks. I can't forgive them. I'll call his mother. Depending on what they say, I'm prepared for the worst case. Fiona, how are you? It seems that you moved out without telling me, but where on earth did you move to? Oh, Caroline! I was just about to call you. I wouldn't do something so mean. Am I correct in assuming that Daniel is with you at your new place? Yes, of course. My son is with me. I didn't tell you because you are so insane and stubborn that I decided to give you a punishment before we move in together. Why would you do that? I don't remember doing anything to be punished. You are still saying that? I feel sorry for Daniel who has a wife like this. If you continue to be so selfish, we will have to consider divorce.
What have I done? I don't remember doing anything to lead to divorce.
That's enough. You're being supported by him.
God, you're wrong. You think I'm the one being supported by him?
That's right. We don't need a wife who doesn't treat her husband well, who makes $7,000 a month.
$7,000? Did he really say $7,000?
If you don't want to get divorced, apologize and agree to live with me. I'll forgive you if you apologize properly. Of course, I'll tell you where to move in after that. If you get down on your knees and beg me to move in with you, I'll tell you where to live. LOL.
Demanding me to get down on my knees through a text? You want me to send you a picture of me on my knees?
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's nice.
I decline.
Huh?
There's no reason for me to do that. I don't have to apologize, and why should I?
Caroline, all you do is talk back at me like that. You really are stubborn. Is it okay if Daniel divorces you?
Yes, I'm so tired of it, so it's fine. Maybe it's better that way.
Huh?
Because think about it. I can divorce a husband with $700 income every month.
What $700?
Yes, his monthly income is $700. Did you know? It's just a part-time job.
Don't make bad jokes. What the hell are you saying? Daniel is a high-class employee. His monthly salary is $7,000.
You don't understand. Who told you $7,000?
I told you many times. I asked Daniel. When I asked him about his monthly income, he used his fingers to say 7.
With his fingers, wow. So he didn't verbally say 7,000?
What?
Surely he would be embarrassed to say 700. It's also your problem to assume it's 7,000 instead of thinking it as 700. Unfortunately, it is true that his income is $700. And yet, you've caused such trouble and people involved who have nothing to do with it. I don't want a husband like that anymore.
Oh, fine. Same to you. I don't need a lying wife either.
Well then, divorcing would be fine, right? I mean, I'm divorcing him. Then I'll be relieved.
Yeah, sore loser. Well then, Daniel and I will live happily together in this 4DK house that he bought for me.
Sorry, no. That house will be returned to its real owner.
What? Return it? The real owner? What are you talking about? I have no idea what you mean. Caroline? What the hell is this? It's you, isn't it? Your brother came to me and asked me to leave this house. You siblings are just like each other. What's going on?
Oh, he already came?
What the hell? What do you mean he already came?
Give me a break. That house was purchased by my brother.
Huh?
My brother Keith had a dream of having his own house from an early age. In order to buy a house, he worked hard at part-time jobs since he was a student, and after 8 years of working, he got his own house at the age of 26, even though he is single. You and Daniel moved into that precious house.
What are you talking about?
When his house was built, he couldn't live there yet because he was transferred to a local branch office for a limited period of 3 years. While he was away, I kept the spare key since I live in the next town. But it seems that Daniel took that spare key without permission and in a secret.
What?
I don't know what you heard from him, but it must have been very frustrating for my brother, who is the real owner of the house. It's a brand new house. When he came home from maintenance, such as weeding the garden and cleaning the house, he found out that someone had been living there. Of course, he would ask you guys to leave.
I'm so confused. What am I supposed to do?
It's simple. Why don't you just leave? I don't recommend you to run away or stay in the house because it won't be good for you.
I can't just leave right away. Then you tell your brother that he should give this house to me and Daniel right now. Yes, that's it.
Huh? What are you saying? Are you okay?
Oh, of course I'm sure. He's the wife's brother, so he should listen to in-laws. What you're saying is insane. But unfortunately, actually, me and Daniel were not married anymore. Huh? Just a while ago, I finalized the divorce. What? That's impossible! Daniel hasn't responded yet. No, I had already asked him long ago. I'm so glad I prepared for it. What do you mean? You really don't know anything, do you? Daniel quit the company 6 months ago without telling me. What? That's a lie, right? Well, I thought it was irresponsible, but I can't help that he already quit. So I was working full-time for a while, supporting our life, and thinking that in the meantime, he could work part-time and look for a job. But what was he thinking? He didn't start looking for a job after a month, and occasionally go out for a short-term job or a day job, and the rest of the time, he would just laze around. I tried to rush him, but it only ended up in a fight. I was afraid that if we didn't do something, we would both fall apart. So I made him respond the paper with the promise that if he didn't find a new job in the next 5 months, we would get divorced. But when I looked at the calendar, I saw that the deadline had passed, so unfortunately, we are divorced. A part-time job? A day job? No way! You've got to be kidding! Then is it true that he earns $700? You should ask him for the number firmly and verbally. I'm not his wife anymore. I am divorced, so I have no further interest in telling his financial situation. And since you guys are trespassing, my brother has called the police. The police? Of course. You're staying in someone else's house without permission. Please get out of my brother's house as soon as possible. It's better for your own sake. That's all I have to say. Please accept this as my last kindness. Excuse me, Caroline! Now, if you'll excuse me.
How's it going, sis? Anything I can do to help?
Well, I've decided where I'm going to move to, so I guess the first thing I need to do is packing.
I see. Well, I'll go help. Leave the heavy lifting to me.
Hey, what are you going to do with that house? It's a great new place to live, but you know that thing happened before the actual owner lives in?
Haha, I know, right? Oh yeah. I wanted to tell you something about that. Actually, the land in that area has skyrocketed and I was able to sell it for almost as much as I paid for it. I couldn't live in that place anymore, so...
Oh wow, that's great.
I got the fee for the inconvenience from them, and when I get transferred back here, I'll look for a better place to live.
Yeah, take your time to find a nice house this time, okay? I'll help you too. I'm glad it didn't become a negative experience for you.
I know, right? I'm totally fine. And you too, sis. I know you're starting from scratch again, but hang in there. I'm here for you.
Thank you.
Well, call me anytime. I'll come visit you at your new place when I get out of the busy work season.
Yeah, see you. After talking to Fiona, she was taken in a police car with Daniel, and she was sobbing. Even at the police station, she kept making excuses, making everyone tired. Finally, her uncle came to pick them up from the countryside and took them home. She had been lied by Daniel that he had bought a house, so she was a victim in one way. They had a big fight every day because she mistakenly thought that his monthly salary was $7,000 instead of $700. But the uncle got furious and told them both to work, and then they finally started to look for a job. Thanks to this, I finally live in peace. My hard work was praised at work, and I was successfully promoted to a full-time employee. I was able to start my post-divorce life with stability. As a side note, Fiona's habit of making wild assumptions has not been changed. I heard a few months later that she caused some trouble in my old apartment and the landlord sued her for damages.
About the guy you're planning on marrying, Haven. I really like to think he's a one-in-a-million type of guy. Like the kind of guy with the perfect looks, perfect body and perfect style. And for me, that means he's the perfect man and should belong to me.
Huh? What are you talking about all of a sudden?
Thank you so much for bringing a man like him to my attention. I'm finally starting to believe that a thing like destiny is actually true. And, that my destiny just so happens to be him.
What are you talking about, Gracie? I never brought him to your attention, okay? I just brought him over to meet everyone in the family before we plan to get married.
And from that point on, I really started to like him a lot. Haven, do you mind giving him to me?
Please don't say such stupid stuff. He's my fiancé. Did you forget that? I've no reason to be handing him over to anyone. I get that you always want whatever I have for some reason or another, but you have to understand by now that I will not give you someone that I love.
But him and I have already traded phone numbers with one another.
What?
And, for some reason, I'm starting to think that he might actually be into me already as well. Oh, well, of course he would fall for me. I happen to be the most loved person when it comes to everyone. So, I knew I'd get his love as well.
Wait a second. You stop saying all that crap right now, Gracie. If you even lay a finger on my fiancé, I will not forgive you ever again, and you'll be on my hit list for sure. Understand that?
Did you know that your sister is finally gonna get married?
I know that. You didn't have to come to me of all people and say that. Now why are you even talking to me in the first place?
Now what makes you think that you can talk to your mother in that tone? You knew from the start that your fiancé would choose someone like Gracie over you, right? It's only natural that she gets whatever she likes. And as for you, with not a hint of cuteness to your name, it's only fair that he threw you aside for her?
Is that really something you should be saying to your own daughter?
Well, if you had just figured out how to make yourself look attractive, then maybe you would still be with him getting ready for marriage, right? But there's no point in you trying to be somebody worthwhile now. And you will never be able to change the fact that your fiancé threw you away for someone like Gracie.
I'm so tired of all of you. All of you are freaking toxic. It's crazy to think that it's not just my sister that's messed up, but my parents as well, because they always let my sister have whatever she wants. I hate you all.
That is not how you should be speaking of your family. Especially in front of your mother. God, you really are such a mindless idiot. There was no reason for your father and I to love you more than her when you act and think like that.
I understand that you and Dad don't give a crap about me, but the fact that my own little sister stole my fiancé from me and is now being backed up by my parents is just dumb. How dare you think it's okay to kick a dead horse like you have been? Just leave me alone already. I'm going to cut ties to all of you to make sure I never have to be hurt by all of you again.
You're cutting ties to us? There's no way you could get away with something like that. You are nothing more than a stupid baby that needs us.
I don't believe that I am a stupid baby.
Haven't you realized yet that you're the older sister? And that it's your job as the older sister to give everything you have to your little sister? Or are you still blind to the reality of things?
I realized that a long time ago, and I've also learned because of that I don't need a mother or sister anymore.
And I've always been trying to say to everyone that I only ever needed one daughter. I am so glad your father and I did such a good job raising Gracie. Oh.
I'm done here. Go ahead and say whatever else you'd like. I'm cutting ties with all of you right now. Goodbye forever, dickheads.
Why are you not answering my calls? You should be more than able to answer a call from your own mother.
And who is it that's been calling me?
I am not in the mood to deal with your stale jokes.
Well, I have no idea who you are, so can you please inform me before we start this little conversation?
I am your mom.
Oh. Why are you trying to get a hold of me when we've been doing so well staying out of one another's business for the past 2 years? You have a daughter that you and your husband both love way more than me, so go on and bug her about it. I'm not in the mood to be belittled by you anymore. Now leave me alone. Goodbye.
You really have not changed at all, have you? Freaking mouthy little witch that shouldn't even pass for a woman. That's why it sucks for me to have to sit here and ask you this.
What do you want to ask me?
Right now, Gracie is in a lot of trouble. She is seriously ill and will need a lot more help before she can get better.
What are you even talking about? Do you actually think I care that she's sick? Because I don't.
I can't believe you're not even worried about your little sister right now. I guess I should have known this is how things would go. Are you really going to sit there and say that you're not worried about your dying sister?
Just hurry up and get on with what you have to ask me. If you keep it up with all the emotional BS, then my energy will all go to waste before the day's event's over.
She's going to need a donor. An organ donor because of her illness. From what we're being told, if you give her one of your kidneys, she'll have a very good chance of fully recovering. So, now that you're aware of that, can you please call the hospital and set up the date you'll give her one of yours? We have to get all of that handled soon because it might be a few weeks before the surgeon can take you.
What the hell are you going on about?
Have you not been listening to me? We are going to need one of your kidneys, so we have to hurry up and pick a date to prepare for the surgery. They said that if you're quick enough, they can get you in tomorrow morning for that surgery even.
What? What the hell is going on here? Are you actually mentally retarded or something?
I want to know what kind of nerve you have calling your mother that. The only one here, that is you.
So you're trying to tell me that you want to use one of my kidneys? And you want to use it for Gracie, who is deathly sick?
Absolutely. You are her older sister, so give her your dang kidney already.
I've been living the past 2 years of my life in peace after cutting ties to all of you. And here I am, once a peaceful day like today, having to listen to you about people I really don't care about. And about how you have the stupid request for me.
What is with you calling all of us stupid? I am just telling you how things have been and how they're going to be, right? It's only right for you to become her donor because you're her older sister. You can forget about how she stole your fiancé from you already and give her that dang kidney she needs.
I don't have any little sisters anymore, though.
What?
I haven't had any parents or little sisters for the past 2 years, so have you lost your mind or something? You're not even old enough yet to be going senile or anything, so it's really a shame you see you in that state. Thank God you're not my family anymore, because I would hate to have to take care of you when you do get old enough to be legitimately crazy.
What are you saying? Tell me what any of that means.
What the hell do you mean, give us your kidney? Who do you even think you are to me anymore to say something like that? You should be asking me in a much more polite tone, at the very least, if you're going to ask that from a stranger like me.
I don't give a crap about being polite when it comes to you. You're going to be giving Gracie one of your kidneys, right?
Well, no matter how you go about asking me, I'm not planning on giving her one.
What?
Why do you think I should give one of my organs to a complete stranger? Of course I'd be saying no to that. I don't know how many more times I'll have to say this, but put your head on straight and think for once, you crazy old loony.
Oh, who the hell? Is anything I'm saying even entering your ears? She is on her deathbed right now. Gracie is on her deathbed. She has an illness that is literally going to kill her, and you're not going to do a thing? Do you really still call yourself an older sister by doing that? If you're really her older sister, then you'll give her one of your kidneys.
Oh, jeez, this is just dumb now. You and Dad were the ones that always cared about her over me, so would you please leave me alone now and figure something else out yourselves? I don't think you understand just how little I like the three of you buffoons. You're not even my mother to me anymore. Gracie isn't my little sister, and Dad isn't my father.
Excuse me?
Ever since you let Gracie just get away with taking my fiancé from me, I stopped thinking of her as my sister and as you as my parents. That was literally the last straw for me, and you guys pulled that sucker from me like it was free or something. So now that you understand my feelings, can you quit it? Just be quiet and go find yourself a donor like everyone else. By being put on a donor list. It's really stupid for you to even ask me things like that in the first place.
What kind of attitude is that? Have you forgotten that your father and I were the ones that raised you?
Oh, I forgot about that a long time ago, actually. Honestly, I was wondering if you guys ever did anything in the first place to show that you were raising me. That's how little I care. I guess I can thank you for giving birth to me, but that would be one hell of a stretch right there. Because ever since you gave birth to Gracie, my life has been like living in a labor camp. You and Dad always thought about Gracie all the time and put me on the back burner. No, wait. You just dumped me in the trash like you didn't even need me anymore.
We had no choice in that matter. You were the older sister and Gracie is your little sister, so...
So what? As a mother, you should be more than capable of caring for 2 kids. But instead you only focused on Gracie, and my whole life I felt like I was never even a part of the family. Whenever Gracie wanted something of mine, you would let her have it. I thought it was finally in the clear after leaving your guys' house, but that feeling of safety only lasted so long. Because not far down the road, Gracie was back stealing my fiancé from me, and you were just letting it happen. Well, I've got to cut ties to all of you now, so stop trying to act like I think you guys are anything more than strangers. Stop asking me such stupid requests. You're all just selfish pricks.
The fact that you would say all that to me is awful. So you're telling me that I'm really not like a mother to you anymore? Throwing away your family like that is the worst sin one can commit.
I really thought I made it obvious to you this whole time that I don't care for any of you anymore. Who was it again that my whole life acted as though I didn't need to be cared for and could fall second to my sister's wishes all the time, while also picking on me any chance they got? I don't really think it was me that threw you guys away, but you guys that threw me away. And that happened long before today. I don't even remember the last time I thought of you guys as family, to be honest.
So because of that, you're not going to help your little sister?
Ugh. Like I've been saying, she's not my little sister to me anymore. You're being a witch about all of this now. I have her blocked ever since she took my fiancé away from me, so don't think she has any chance of talking me into giving her any help.
She has always been telling me about how she can't get a hold of you. The reason for that was because you've had her blocked? Blocking your own little sister's phone number like that.
Jesus freaking Christ! She is not my little sister anymore! I have a new world now that I live in with new people, and you guys are not a part of it. So leave me the frick alone!
What do you mean? Huh?
I got married last year.
What? You got married?
And from what I've heard, Gracie ended up leaving the man she stole from me not too long after I left, right? I guess I was lucky to never marry that guy after all, especially since he was cheating on me with her right before our marriage. Freaking dick. But I'm happy I never had to deal with him again after he left me for her.
It's because of that man that Gracie has had to go through a lot of heartache. And if you want me to take the blame back even further, you were the one that introduced him to Gracie.
Huh? So that's my fault now. You're brain dead. I just brought him over to the house one time to see everyone before we got married is all. If anything, it should be your guys' fault for letting her take that man away from me right before we got married. So why bother blaming me for something like that now?
Gracie has nobody else to rely on right now besides her family. So you should be just as much to blame for what happened to her as the rest of us. So can you please do something to make up for your wrongs? You happen to have 2 kidneys, so it shouldn't be a problem to hand one over to her, right?
I told you that I'm married now, right?
That has nothing to do with this.
It does, though. I'm pregnant right now.
What?
There's no way I'd be able to give her one of my kidneys right now, even if I wanted to. But even if I wasn't pregnant, she wouldn't be getting anything from me anyways.
Are you serious? Are you really going to throw your family away like that?
You guys have never been my family, Lo. So how would I go about throwing away something I never had to begin with? The only family I have now is my husband's family and nobody else. Luckily for me, his whole family is made up of really kind-hearted people who have been supportive of me in every way. I've been able to tell them everything about what's happened between myself and you guys, and they listened and understood me. They've all treated me like I've always been a part of their family, and I'll never leave them.
Who cares that they care about you? They are all just strangers. You are my real daughter, all right? And Gracie is your real sister. Do you not want to stay with us?
I once did want to stay with you all, but that was before Gracie opened her mouth. Ever since that day, you guys have all been more distant to me than strangers. You're all like aliens. Like I will never be able to meet any of you in my lifetime.
No way. You're making it seem like you really won't help your sister.
By the way, there's something I'm wondering about. Why haven't you given her one of your kidneys yet?
What?
If a doctor said I was able to match with her, then that should mean anyone in the family can, right? So why am I the only person you're asking? Why do I have to go through all of this for people that I don't care for?
Well, you were the youngest of us all. I'm almost in my 60s now, right? If she were to get one of my kidneys.
Look at that. You don't give a crap about helping her and would rather force me to do it. You're such a sly little cunt. Just go help her yourself already if you care so much about her. Stop asking me like I would ever do something like that for any of you.
But you both are sisters, so you should want to help her more than me. Why are you not more open to that?
Ugh. Go away already. It's gone on for too long now, and I need to put my phone down.
Wait!
This is the last time? What final things do you have to say to me?
When will my grandchild be born? Your child is my grandchild, right? You're going to let me see them, right? Hey, I really want to see my first grandchild. I want to hug and kiss them like I have myself a baby again. So you'll be able to let me see them when they're born, right? Also, once you've had the baby, you'll be more than willing to give Gracie a kidney, right? Right?
Wow. I knew it. I was just going to block you, but I wanted to see where all of this was going. But no, it's confirmed now. I've confirmed that I need to block all of you and never ever let you into my life again.
What? No, wait. I really do want to see my grandchild.
No worries. I've already prepared myself to tell them when they come of age that I never had any parents, and that their only grandparents are my in-laws. They'll never know a thing about you guys. They'll never want to meet you guys. And most of all, you will never get to know a thing about them. Now good luck looking for a donor that'll work with Gracie. I'm blocking you now, you screwed up witch. Naturally, since all of them are like complete strangers to me, I never ended up donating a kidney to them. But soon after that day, word got out about how my husband happens to have some money, and due to that, those freaks started to try with all they had to find us. They went all over town shouting my name, trying to find me, and even started to put up posters saying that I was kidnapped and that if anyone saw me to have my whereabouts reported to them. But the thing is, my husband and I didn't even live in that state anymore, so I'm not sure like they were going to have any luck finding me like that. And having already blocked all of them on every form of social media as well, of course, they were never able to find where we were living. As of right now, Gracie is still in the hospital hooked up to a dialysis machine and has not found herself a donor yet. I really hope that right now she's regretting her whole life and wishes that she had just been a bit nicer to her older sister. And I'm sure that really soon here things will begin to go sour between her and Mom. As for myself, I was able to give birth to a happy and healthy baby boy. Right now, I'm really looking forward to becoming a great mother. And if I'm ever to have another baby, I'll make sure that they are loved just as much as my first son will be.